Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. It looks like it's a gray day today. You know what's really nice about morning is that I can run the whole morning routine on autopilot. I don't have to use my brain at all. At least not for the first hour. This is the coffee I have, Starbucks Winter, which I really love. Usually I put the water on and I grind my coffee, and while the water is coming to a boil, I'll go get in the shower, and I'll do that on purpose so that I won't spend too much time in the shower. Because I know, like, the sooner I get out, the sooner I can have my coffee. Okay, now that I'm dressed and caffeinated, not yet, but soon to be caffeinated. That's when I like to clean up my kitchen. I like to do these things like before I deal with Gunner. Get up, make my coffee, have a shower, clean the kitchen. This is when I sort of meditate. Jude's Miracle Cloth. That's all just with the Miracle Cloth. I mean, of course, it's not perfect. I realize that, but I don't have any more time to spend on this. Gunner's Russian teacher just arrived. And they're just kind of chatting right now, talking about history, talking about Russian history and stuff. The guy's actually Ukrainian. This is Gunner's Russian teacher, Alex.
Hi, guys. Теперь на кухне что-то приготовлю, да? Я на кухне что-то приготовлю.
Special Saturday breakfast.
Я на кухне что-то приготовлю. Моя жена говорит, окей. Она приходит с телефона.
You're welcome.
И говорит, ну, хорошо, смотри. Значит, мама твоя ходит по улице медленно, правильно? Кстати, а мама, она по-русски хорошо говорит или плохо?
Короткие ноги.
У нее. Это комплимент.
Потому что она есть короткие ноги.
Ну да.
Как маленькие собаки.
Ну да. Такса, знаешь, такса есть такая собака. Она длинная собака такая, и у нее маленькие ножки.
Hot-dog.
Да, hot-dog, да.
So Saturdays, I go into my marketplace and I renew my listings. Because Saturday seems to be the day that most people are browsing around online, and it's a good day for marketplace. My Harry Potter wand got a ton of views, but it hasn't sold yet. I'm renewing and updating all my marketplace listings, and I have to update the prices because they change over time. So there's some things that were worth more during the pandemic that now they're not worth as much, so I have to lower the price. Gunnar, why don't you do За что мы пьем? За что мы пьем, that one.
За что мама пьет? Мама пьет. Нет, ну то, что у нас мама любит пить, это мы знаем.
Я не люблю пить.
Любишь ты пить?
Нет.
Зато ты любишь курить.
Да.
Любишь курить.
Люблю курить. Вейпинг.
А я выпить люблю. Пить.
Нет.
Молодец.
Да, молодец.
Да, классно. Ганнер молодец.
Да. Очень хорошо играет.
Он очень классно играет. Талантливый парень, знаешь, талантливый.
Да.
Талант.
Да.
And then I don't remember it after that point.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
But you know the rest. It's very good though, Gunnar.
And then
Все, Соня, счастливо. Соня, пока.
Пока. Look how dark it is. I feel like I'm living in Siberia. Seems fitting that we have to speak Russian. I have some overripe bananas, so I'm gonna make some banana bread. Mash up the bananas, and it calls for 1/3 of a cup of melted butter, but I'm gonna use this. This is what I like to use when I'm baking. It's ghee. You know, the Indian clarified butter? Cheaper, and it's always liquid too, so that's good. Next, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda to my flour, plus a little bit of salt, half a teaspoon cinnamon. Put my bananas in the big bowl with the butter, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, it's going to make a very nice little banana bread loaf. And bake it in my hobo oven on 350 for 50 minutes. Don't worry guys, I'm going to clean the oven. I just have to figure out how to do that. I'm going to have to watch some tutorials. Oh my god, I need new oven gloves. So bad. And I want nice ones. I'm going to go to the dollar store, but I might check out the pharmacy. I might splurge. I'd really like some Christmassy oven gloves. Some of you guys said, clearly I need help. Why don't I get Gunnar to do things? Well, because it's practically impossible. And I know that that's hard to understand on your end because you haven't lived it. So it's easy to assume that it's because I haven't tried or I'm not enough of a disciplinarian or whatever it is. But it's like a function of his autistic disorder that he basically won't do anything unless he absolutely wants to. And so, I mean, I could spend all day fighting with him, trying to get him to do things he doesn't want to do. And what ends up happening is I just waste a lot of my time. And even if I do get him to do it, that time it won't extrapolate to him doing it more readily other times. What I do with him is I'm working on him getting in the habit of doing certain things by himself. And at this point, we're still working on him doing his own personal care, as in him being in the habit of taking showers, of taking care of his hair. As you see, that stuff has gotten a lot better. So it's more that kind of stuff. The routine of him getting dressed in the morning and getting out, him getting his schoolwork done, stuff at school as well, behaviorally, and then the bedtime. So like we're working on that kind of stuff. So could I add a whole bunch of chores? Well, I could try, but right now he's still working on things that usually by this age are kind of just done and no brainer. So that's why, like, I'm happy with him doing well at school, working on his guitar, and, you know, he's doing a lot of really good things. And I just want to add that obviously some people will think, well, if he gets a reward from it, or if he gets a consequence, a punishment, if he doesn't do it, that would help. But in his case, it actually doesn't make a difference. Like, he will not really see and internalize the connection between the task or thing he's done and the result or the consequence. So if he does something and I give him a reward, he'll probably just feel like, well, why can't I have the reward anyway? Why do I have to do this thing to get it? Like, he just won't get it. He won't accept it. So it's kind of pointless. And as far as like consequences go, he doesn't really learn from them. And if there are consequences that are imposed by other people, he'll actually just sort of get angry about it. Like, he just won't see the connection. And for example, like, people say, well, if he stays up so late, why don't you just go to bed? So that is what I did last night at 2. I just finally said, fine, then you do what you want. I'm going to bed. The result is that he stayed up till probably about 7 in the morning. And then he had to get up, you know, for his Russian lesson, which he did. And maybe he'll be more tired tonight. And it's probably fine because it's the weekend. During the week, what would happen is he would stay up all night, then he would either not go to school or he would not be able to function at school. Then he'll come back, and if I try to explain, well, it's because you stayed up late and this is what happens, like, he'll just be angry with the world. I think it's hard for you to understand if you don't have a person like that in your life, but he just doesn't learn the way most people learn, and he just doesn't make the connection and then take responsibility and learn from his actions. I mean, I believe that he will, but I think it'll be a slow process because I was kind of the same way. So I think it comes with maturity because with ASD, there are some developmental delays in the brain. So he's just not where most people are at this age, but I find that he's progressing well. So it's okay. I just accept. In my experience, if I add more demands and raise expectations, and I'm very rigid with them, very, exigeant, then my experience is that what'll happen is he'll just burn out. Like if he tries to meet all those expectations and demands, such as personal care plus school plus following routines plus chores, if the chores do well, then the school will slide, or it'll just be a trade-off. And if he tries to do all of them, he'll just burn out and then nothing will get done. And I've seen this with other people raising their autistic children. They place high expectations and the kids end up burning out. So maybe the expectations are high for school and the parents are like, yeah, but we have to do this because he has to get good grades, because he has to go to college, because he has to have a career. And then what you'll see is the kid will kind of burn out, start to get depressed, and start to drop even extracurricular things that they might have enjoyed before, like music or sports. And you'll just see them sort of withdrawing and doing less. And then eventually also the schoolwork will slide. So I really just accept this is how it is. So no, I don't put all these extra demands. I don't require him to do a lot of chores. And yes, it's hard on me because I do a lot myself, but that's okay. That's how it is. Because what I'm concerned about first and foremost is his psychological health and well-being. And if I just ride him and frustrate him, I think he's liable to develop more like emotional and psychological and self-esteem problems. On the subject of chores, actually, one thing I want to add, come to think of it though, even though there's not like these big requirements on him, he is doing more and more on his own to pitch in around the house, but there are small things such as now he brings his dishes into the kitchen from the living room. He brings his garbage, he puts it in the recycling. He puts his clothes in the laundry basket. Those might seem like small things, but for him, it was kind of a big deal to get into the habit of doing them. So, I'm satisfied. Like, I feel like he's coming along well, and then the bigger chores will come later. It's Christmas at the dollar store. This is what I need. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Oh my god, yes. Not cheap though, $3.75. You have to pay that each. That's fine, I'll take them. I'm gonna go ahead and get them, even though I don't really need the pot holders. I'm gonna get some red ones for Aaron. And if he can't use them, he can have the pot holders. I mean, if he can't get his hands in them. And look, the dollar store fruitcake is actually quite good. Plus chocolate cookies. The house smells like banana bread. Well, here it is. It looks so good. They're going to be very happy with that. Oh my god. Exhausted doesn't even describe it. I'm like destroyed. So hungry. I made dinner. This is what I made for dinner. Indian butter chicken, Punjabi eggplant, and aloo matar, which is potatoes and peas with rice and naan. This one's for Aaron. There's for Gunnar and me. I'm extremely hungry because you might notice, or if you didn't already, you will, that I don't really eat very much during the day. That's because my weight will go up so fast. So today I had 3 small pancakes. They were like this big, and 1 piece of bacon. And I'm just like, I'm like running on absolute empty at this point. So I like to have a nice, good sized dinner. At dinner, I don't deprive myself. And then I might have like 1 or 2 pieces of chocolate later for something sweet. But yeah, by this time of day, I'm like, oh my god. I just came down to bring Aaron his dinner. He just doesn't have his shirt on. Well, the kitchen, look at that. The kitchen is like trashed again. That's okay, I'm gonna come back to do the kitchen. Can I show you what I made you for dinner? Indian takeout.
Okay, good.
He's not ready for camera, but anyway, I'll come down after and clean up and stuff.
Yeah, I just woke up, so I'm not very good when I wake up.
It's okay. I'm just so exhausted and hungry. I'm gonna go eat, And I'll come down later and I'll fix it up for you. Here's how that chocolate chip banana bread turned out. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's gonna be so tasty. Mmm. Mmm. Moist. Mmm. So that's it for my Vlogmas day 3. I am so exhausted. Like by dinner time, it's like I just can't anymore. I'm so tapped out that it's like I'm literally sweating just trying to do anything. So I have to take like a good break, and then I'm gonna go downstairs and take care of Aaron. And that's it pretty much for my day. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me in the chat. I was so happy to see you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful December. Thank you for all your donations and your support on Patreon. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you tomorrow.